Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the JJ Talks NFL podcast. My name is Jonah Carden, and today we have a mock draft coming up. I am going to be doing an Atlanta Falcons mock draft for the 2022 NFL Draft. I'm going to be doing 7 rounds, and as you can hopefully see up here, I'll be using the draftnetwork.com's mock draft machine. I feel like they've been the most accurate in terms of the general consensus of where prospects are being laid out, so I'm expecting a fairly accurate representation of the other selections. So before we get started, just wanted to let y'all know that yes, I have not posted anything for a while, kind of took a bit of a break. I was actually on a cruise for a week, so where I didn't have any internet at all, so I was completely, out on the water, didn't keep up with much. I did a little bit of stuff on Twitter, kind of talking about some moves that had been made, but I'm really going to focus in on draft stuff from here on out up until the draft. I plan on doing this. I'm going to be doing a full first-round mock draft where I talk about what I think each team should do with all the picks in the first round, and then closer to, I'm actually going to be bringing in other podcasters and people that have been on the pod, maybe some that haven't been, and we're going to do a full mock draft ourselves just a few days before the actual draft. And then I will be doing a live stream of the first round just like I did last year. So please be on the lookout for that. Ton of draft stuff. It's my favorite season outside of the actual football season. My favorite part of the offseason is the draft. So let's go ahead and get started. So as I said, I'm using the draftnetwork.com's mock draft machine. I'm going to click the Falcons. We're going to do all 7 rounds, and I'm going to do it fast just to make it go by a little bit quicker. I will give a little bit of commentary about all the other picks and how the first round goes and all that stuff. All right, here we go. So, okay. Oh, wow. Alrighty. So, some interesting things have fallen this way. So, we've got Aiden Hutchinson going number 1 overall. That's not a surprise. Trayvon Walker getting taken by the Lions at number 2. So, there's been a ton of talk of Trayvon Walker potentially being the first overall pick. I don't really buy that. I do understand the idea that his, ceiling is superbly high and everything, but I don't think he's worth the first overall pick. They got him going 2, which is crazy. Ahmad Gardner at 3. I think he's definitely probably the best quarterback prospect. I don't think he goes at 3, though. I feel like that's a little high. Kayvon Thibodeau goes to the Jets at 4. Okay. Evan Neal drops to the Giants at 5. I think they'd love that. Malik Willis, unless someone trades up, I don't really see how Malik Willis goes below 6. I definitely don't think he probably gets past the Falcons, even though I'm not super big on them taking a quarterback in the first round. And then they took Kyle Hamilton at 7. Would have loved Kyle Hamilton, definitely for the Falcons. But yeah, so Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, Ahmad Gardner, Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Malik Willis, and Kyle Hamilton as the first 7. And the first thing I noticed is Akeem Ekwonu sitting there right now at 8. And while tackle is definitely not the biggest need in the world, I feel like you could have him come in, compete at right tackle, or better yet, put him at left guard. I think would work just fine. I think he's a gigantic upgrade already there. I think Ekwonu's that type of guy that some people think could move over to left guard. It work out great. If Ekwonu's there at 8, and given how it's fallen, I don't think you can say no. It's got to happen. So Akeem Ekwonu taken at 8th overall, drops a little bit more than probably expected. Pass back. Kenny Pickett goes to the Saints. That'd be interesting. Desmond Ridder to the Steelers. I saw Treylon Burks goes to the Chiefs. Okay, I could definitely see that happening. Matt Corral to the Lions in the 2nd round. So, okay. So, let's go over a few more things that happened in the first round to see if there's anything worth talking about. So, Charles Cross got taken 2nd. That's another one of the top tackles that are available. That doesn't surprise me. Derek Stingley. I gotta be honest. If you're the Jets and you come out of the top 10 with your 2 first-round picks and you end up with Derek Stingley and Kayvon Thibodeau, I think you got to be very happy with that. Garrett Wilson to Washington is interesting. Okay. Jordan Davis, tackle to the Vikings. That makes sense. Jermaine Johnson to 13. Zion Johnson, who I think is probably the best true guard prospect. He goes to the Ravens. Drake London to the Eagles, another wide receiver they're taking in the first round with this mock. Then you got Kenny Pickett, Trevor Penning, Andrew Booth. Okay, Jameson Williams to the Saints. That's a nice pickup for them. Desmond Ridder, we talked about that one. Okay, George Karlaftis all the way to 23. Tyler Linderbaum, top center. He goes to the Cowboys. I could see him potentially playing guard there. Kenyon Green, another great guard prospect. I don't know. I think Kenyon Green's probably actually my top guard prospect now that I think about it. Okay, Lewis Sign. Matt Corral there. Boya Mafe. All right. David Ojabo. Tore his ACL. Ends up in this one dropping down to the second round. I would have loved to have been able to pick him up at 43, but he's not there. Bears actually take him. Sam Howell goes to the Seahawks. Interesting. Kyler Gordon, Arnold Ebiketie, edge. Okay, so wow. So this gets interesting because there's some big time prospects here right now in the linebacker position, and I don't even think linebacker is that big of a need. But man, this is gonna be an interesting draft. Because if Devin Lloyd... Were any linebackers taken in the first round? No. Not a single linebacker got taken in the first round. Wow. So no linebackers have been taken to this point at all. I don't think that happens. I guess kind of see it, but not like... I think Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean get taken in the first round. But if this falls this way, I think you've got to go BPA and just take Devin Lloyd. I mean, some people have him as the best linebacker in this class, 6'3", 237. I mean, BPA, I think you have to take Devin Lloyd. I mean, that's a huge pickup for the defense, I think, if you're Atlanta. Huge pickup. Okay, so then after that, Sky Moore got to some of these wide receivers started to get taken, which I figured. I was hoping one of them would fall, but they don't. Christian Watson got taken. George Pickens got taken. David Bell. John Metchie has a lot of wide receivers just got taken. Dang. Okay. All right, so linebacker, obviously, we ended up taking Devin Lloyd. Obviously, linebacker is not going to be taken again. There's still some pretty good linebacker prospects. I think you've got to probably go defensive line here. And Breece Hall's there, but I don't think I'm going to take a running back that early. So I think I'm going to probably go DeMarvin Leal here. He's a guy that was really high up boards early on in the offseason. He's kind of dropped a bit, but he's definitely, I think, a guy that you could move around the offensive line. You could put him inside. You could put him outside, rush the passer. And he was pretty productive while he was at Texas A&M. So I like him a lot here in the second round. So we'll take him, improve that defensive front. Calvin Austin just got taken. They always got the Bucs taking receivers. Like, why are the Bucs taking so many receivers? Okay, so Carson Strong in the third round just got taken. Wow. Okay. See, receivers have been taken like crazy. Where do I go? Can I do that? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh man, I've lost out on a lot of receivers here. Some of these are kind of lower than I probably have Alec Pierce higher, maybe Wan'Dale Robinson a little bit higher. I like Alec Pierce a lot. Let's look at what we've got going here. I feel like edge has got to be a pickup. I'll be honest, I'm not super big on Josh, and not to say I don't like him, I just don't know much about him. I do really like Kingsley and Nagbear, though. And I feel like edge is still a spot that the Falcons are going to have to go. So I'm going to go here, go edge. And I think the second pick, probably want to go receiver if you can. Let's see, who's best available. We got some tight ends here. Greg Dulcich. So here's the thing with Greg Dulcich. Greg Dulcich is a guy that the Falcons, I think, are kind of high on. He's not the tight end that I'd probably go with because I feel like they need to go with a more inline type of guy at tight end. But I know Greg Dulcich is expected to be pretty good, very athletic. Some people really like him being paired with Kyle Pitts. And I think if it falls this way, where the receivers are kind of taken early, you may want them to go with tight end here. I mean, he's a guy that he's kind of like Kyle Pitts in the sense of he, like, I mean, I think the Falcons are going to employ like multiple tight ends. I think I am almost positive that's the way they're going to go. But he's more of a receiver type, a lot like Kyle Pitts. So, I think, yeah, I think I'll go Greg Dulcich. This is a weird draft. This is a weird one. Because Aquonu fell, Devin Lloyd fell. That's crazy that we ended up with both of those. So then we got DeMarvin Leal, so we improved the fronts for sure. Took Greg Dulcich. All right, so now we're here in the 4th round. Ooh. Wan'Dale Robinson's there. And Majai Sanders. I like both. Ooh. Oh, Alec Pierce is still here too. Dang. This would be tough. I think I know they like Majai Sanders. He was actually coming in for a visit recently, I believe. He's a Georgia boy. But I think you might have to go Wan'Dale here just because the need of receiver is so big. And I haven't picked one yet. It kind of forces my hand a little bit, but I think Wan'Dale's the pick here. 4th round, Wan'Dale Robinson. I'd be very happy with that if he was able to fall that way. Majai Sanders got taken by Chargers. Good pickup for them. Alec Pierce to the Dolphins. All right. I'm obviously not going to be able to like go crazy on a lot of the picks. I'll just kind of see which ones I see at this point because there's just so many. Okay. So now, if we're looking here, in the 5th round, we got a lot of running backs here. And I think 5th round's a good spot for one. Who's this friend? Bo Melton. Interesting. There's a couple guys I think would be interesting. So, Jerome Ford or Rashad White. I like both. I do like both. I think, though, the guy they may want to like look at even more, though, is going to be Jerome Ford because I feel like Jerome Ford is more of that, used to be at Bama, went to Cincinnati, super duper productive. They got listed as short yardage back. I think he's going to be more in between the tackles. And I don't think he's going to have to do much passing down work when we've already got Cordell Patterson. And we got him on long term, or for at least the next 2 years. So I'm going to go Jerome Ford here in the 5th round. I think he's a guy that he could definitely get work early. So, yeah, I like that. I like that if you're the Falcons. And right now, this is a weird draft. I'm not going to lie. This is not how I thought this was going to go. But to get a Aquonu, a guy you might want to put at left guard and just knock down that position. You got Devin Lloyd. He's going to become a starting linebacker for you. DeMarvin Leal is going to be fantastic on the defensive line. A Negbear edge guy there. You got Greg Dulcich. Pair him with Kyle Pitts. Ooh, that's quite the pairing at tight end. Then you get Wan'Dale Robinson in the 4th and Jerome Ford in the 5th. That is, wow. Then here we are in the 6th round. I think we got the 6th. I think we got one more pick after this. I think we have one more pick. So, all right. So here's where it gets a little tougher. Jack Cohn. Do you want to take a quarterback prospect here? I don't know. I mean, he's from Notre Dame. I watched him a little bit. What quarterback prospects are even available at this point? Any that I know? Bailey Zapp still here? Oh. Huh. I'd be interested in just swinging for the fences because there's not really anything as a punter. I could take a punter. Yeah, so. I just don't see him being. You know what? I'm gonna take Bailey Zapp. He had some really good moments last year for Western Kentucky. And I think he's the guy you sit behind Mariota and just see what happens, you know? I'm not expecting big, but I mean, heck, we're in the 6th round. So why not? Bailey Zapp. Take a quarterback. So I think we got one more pick left. Check. If Matt Araiza actually does fall, he may end up being the punter. I might end up taking a punter. It'd be kind of funny. Oh, am I about to take a punter? I don't know if we take a corner because we could take a corner. I wouldn't be against it necessarily. But we've we have signed a lot of corners, a lot of defensive backs just in general, actually. We don't really have a punter right now. Why not? 7th round. Some people are so against it, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna take a punter. You know, maybe he'll be the. Well, where's the 6th round, not the 7th round, because we don't have a 7th round pick. But the late 6th round, why not? You know, throw a dart at a wall and see what happens. So that is it for the draft. So looking at how we did with our picks, and this is also a no. I didn't mention this. This is the no trade. This is given the fact that the Falcons don't produce any trades. Weird draft. So Akeem Ekwonu ends up falling to 8, which I feel like if that happens, given who was taken before, you just take him because of BPA. I mean, some people have him. There was talk about him potentially being the first overall pick. And then Devin Lloyd drops in the 2nd. I just don't see that happening, but it happened in this mock, so I couldn't say no. DeMarvin Leal, I think he could be definitely on the radar for the Falcons in the 2nd round. That's a pretty good defensive lineman. Then I doubled up a defensive lineman, take the edge and Negbear. In the 3rd round, he's dropped a lot. I feel like he's more of a 2nd round talent. I like him. I really do. And then Dolchich, it seems they're interested in him. I feel like 3rd round's a little rich for a tight end, but I do think tight end is a need. I do think that tight end is a spot they will draft. I would be shocked if they didn't draft a tight end, given the current tight end room outside of Kyle Pitts, especially considering Kyle Pitts is getting moved around a lot, used more as a receiver than anything. They do end up finally taking a receiver. I did at Wando Robinson. Then we got Jerome Ford at running back. Bailey Zapp at quarterback, just a developmental guy, see what he can do. And then took a punter at the end of the 6th round. So an interesting draft. So obviously this is better for those that saw it on YouTube. But like I said, Falcons picks. Akeem Ekwonu, Devin Lloyd, DeMarvin Leal, Kingsley Enagbare, Greg Dulcich, Wandale Robinson, Jerome Ford, Bailey Zapp, and Matt Araiza, punter from San Diego State. So, let me know your thoughts on this Atlanta Falcons mock draft. Obviously, this is not going to be what happens actually on draft night, or throughout the weekend, I should say. But it's interesting. How would I feel if this happened? I would be very intrigued. I'd be very, very happy with ended up with Akeem Ekwonu, Devin Lloyd, DeMarvin Leal, and Enagbare all in the first 4 picks. I'd be super, super happy with that. I think that would improve the defense a lot. And then still ended up with guys like Wandale Robinson, Jerome Ford, Ekwonu to help solidify the offensive line. Greg Dulcich, I think, could still absolutely be a weapon. Very happy. I'd be very happy with this trade. But let me know your thoughts. The next draft that I end up doing will be a full first-round draft where I make the picks for every single team. I'll give you my thoughts on what I think the team will do, what I think they will, what I think they should do, and what they will do. And that'll be fun. But that'll be the next episode. So, with that in mind, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of JD Talks. Remember to follow me at JC3 Talks on Twitter and JD Talks Pod on Twitter as well. Follow me there. And again, let me know through social media or the comments on YouTube what you thought of this draft. Please like and subscribe and help improve that channel. That would mean a lot. So, Thank you all again, and I will see y'all next time.